Have a 63 Plymouth Valiant. It's the latest vehicle I picked up, though it was 5 months ago. I've done a few things to it. I think that it was sitting from the late 70s. They had some receipts in there from 78, and the license plates are 77 style. Pretty complete car. Picked it up decently cheap. It used to be about that color. Most of it is just the primer now, but I still think it looks pretty neat. Few things I've done to it so far. I did have to get tires on it. They were all blown out pretty bad. I did clean it out a lot. It has 2 of the original hubcaps, but 2 of them are missing. Really neat looking car. Does have the roll down. With the tailgate. As you can see, the roof liner not doing great. It has a few broken pieces of plastic. Reverse light, tail light. It does have a plug on the back, and I'm not sure if that even works yet. I haven't tried it. Has a few snapped off lug nuts. It only had one snapped off, but as I was trying to loosen them up to take them off, get some new tires on it, 2 more of them snapped off. And it's not just because I'm goofy, because these are left-hand thread. They were just seized, and as I was going, they just sheared right off. Oh, inside's not bad. You can tell speedometer is not going to work, but it shows 12.9 to 22. Gas gauge does not work. Temperature gauge does not work. Alternator gauge actually works. Has the original rear view. It has all the mirrors for it. You may have seen the one over there. And then I got this one hanging out in the back over here, along with the radio face, which it doesn't have the radio for it. The inside is better than I typically expect. Like I said, the roof liner all needs to come out. When I was getting it moving, had rat turds dropping all over me. I was able to move it about 1.5 blocks under its own power. Has the inline 6 225 tower of power. Have had to do a few things. All of the freeze plugs in it are new, because they were all rusted out. Of course, had to rebuild the carb, which it looks like I might need a different gasket for the bowl. It's dripping a little bit. Few hoses need to be put back on. I've tried to hook up for the for the pressure, the temperature, but it doesn't work. Probably just chewed up wire somewhere. I had to replace the brake master cylinder, and it turns out I have to replace all the wheel master cylinders also, and I haven't pulled them all off yet, but I know the front driver, the drums were pretty bad, so I'm gonna have to replace all that. But the alternator worked. The water pump is new. It was bad. Completely rusted shut. But I was able to get that swapped out. New spark plug wires, and points, because those were all pretty good and shot. I still need to get an insulator for the throttle because it's currently tied on to the carb with barbed wire. But when you activate it, it actually twists sideways instead of going back and forth, which is kind of neat. Said it does run, does not run great. It runs well, it doesn't start great. The exhaust is cut off right there. Overall, I think this will be a pretty decent little car once I finish up. Something that I have to say, it does have an original badge plate, but this makes it so easy to do everything. You ain't got to worry about places to put tools. And as you can see, it's a big open bay. I know that at least first gear and reverse work. As you can see, it says 3 on the tree. Currently the headlights work. A few things I know that I need to do to it. Like I said, the brake master cylinders. The fuel pump is leaking everywhere, which I should have replaced that right off the bat, but I didn't. Then there's some electric issues. But overall, for the year, for what it is, not a bad little car. All the glass, real good on it. It does have a bit of a ding in the door here, but I could probably get that out. The door panels aren't great, but I'm gonna look to see if I can't get those replaced, because I pulled this off and you can see it's a neat color, but the board back here is so warped that there's no way. But you can see right there, November 27th, 1962. And of course, you know, I'll have to get new clips for it. I took this off because one of the lock on this rear passenger door, I was going to see if that was actually down in there, but it's all attached, so I need to figure out how to get a screw in there. We'll just kind of have to see how that works. Of course, you can see has no back seat. Something we could work on doing. Like I said, this has a protective coat. This had a protective coating underneath it. That's why it didn't just rust absolutely into the ground. There's a few small spots that aren't good. Right here. There's 2 holes in the floor, one of which was drilled, which I don't understand. And one of them, it rusted out in the middle of a piece of frame because it didn't have that non-rust coating on it inside the driver's side. So this should be a decent little project. It'll be fun. It does have all of its badging from what I've seen. Got Valiant, V100, and Plymouth Valiant. So this one, probably just a few weeks out from being good, but with the price came no title. So I'm also going to start working on getting the bonded title for it. there you go.